sometimes it costs us a bit too much. Sometimes it costs us everything that we have. We come into this world, we go away from this world, and there's absolutely nothing to account for. There's nothing left.
My parents were heavily into self-help and professional development growing up. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, You Can Heal Your Life, The Secret were all bedside staples. As kids, my sister and I were enrolled in Landmark Forum. The forum is marketed towards giving young people freedom to be and freedom to act. For the most part, the goal of the program is to induce states of transformation. Personal transformation is an easy enough concept for an adult to grasp, but for most kids, the prospect seems almost redundant. My sister and I were lucky in a way. It was always our choice if we wanted to participate in the program or not. I felt the worst watching the other kids who didn't have this choice. During the peer-to-peer confessionals, a few kids in the program admitted to me that this was their third or fourth time back. Their family hadn't seen a transformation, and they were forced to do the program again as punishment. This wasn't uncommon. A lot of people in these communities perceived freedom as a kind of penance. It's funny to think back on, really. That feeling framed a large part of what I saw as a child, and undoubtedly contributed a great deal to the development of Locke. A few years after Landmark, my mother became caught up in a personal development pyramid scheme called Polaris. What started off as seemingly harmless self-improvement webinars led down a rabbit hole of investments promising financial liberation. A large portion of the participants were single mothers who had taken up the opportunity to cultivate a radically different lifestyle, liberate themselves through the sale of lucrative seminar programs, and join a community of high-achieving, like-minded individuals who want to change the world by helping others achieve their goals. As part of Polaris, we traveled to Puerto Rico for a 3-day conference called Sovereignty Live. 500 participants from all around the world flew over on the little money they had. It was sort of like Ibiza for struggling families and small business owners. There were a few guest speakers at the conference. One of them was this guy, Yossi Ginsberg. He had survived being lost in the Bolivian jungle for 3 weeks back in 1981, and now made a living as a motivational speaker. He gave this impassioned speech talking about how we are each individually responsible for the atrocities happening across the world. The individual agent is the locus of responsibility. We are each responsible because responsibility is the ability to respond. I remember my mum crying on his shoulder during a book signing after the event. She was so touched by the prospect that every moment of change begins within. And that's the funny thing about these programs. They're capable of inducing profound realizations, the most powerful being that they force you to recognize the person you choose to enact every day. For many of the people in these programs, this insight can be a profound awakening. It opens up a world of possibilities, but it comes with a deep vulnerability, and that vulnerability can be weaponized. There is no clear line between freedom and the shackles of your mind. Once you leave your comfort zone, you can always be convinced to push a little further. And eventually, there's no need to turn back. There's nothing waiting for you anymore.